Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted himself, didn't he? It is said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes. Why, it can only have been the victim. Oh, maybe that's the thing we are going to contest here. The man would have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter, or wouldn't have gone around. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful! I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing. Your books. Yes. Nice shop, Dad. But bourbon books? Huh. No, not worth a visit. What? None of the statements sounded helpful. What? Okay. With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. Yeah, I don't even know where to go with this now. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsumi's guilt now. Why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue... Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least. Okay, 4 of them. Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward. Let's see whether we can do anything about it. You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. Let's do this. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryonosuke, you can do it. Yes, we can do it. Let's go. Ooh. Oh wow. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. Okay, for pity's sake, the little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? And it seems like we can actually press this, right? So I wanted to press. Excuse me, but aren't you... Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the sight of it anyway. How can a witness just suddenly be jury now? That doesn't make sense. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. The whole jury system is so funny. Yeah, it's so messed up. What the heck is going on? Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals. Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. What? Ryu? Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around and the police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock... Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. I'm free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. Thurs now. It's okay, we may not even see him ever again, it's fine. If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why it can only have been the victim? Press. We will press every single jury. You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Well, quite, that's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was a victim. And clearly that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing moustache is the culprit. But let's not forget, madam, The defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really gotta say, after all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your little funny minds? Excuse me, ma'am, what the heck? I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. Oh, really? It's okay, just say it. It's fine. I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there's nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. The xenophobia here, it's a thing that Ryu will definitely have to deal with, and it's not a surprise. So it's gonna happen more and more often, I think. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. Aw, man. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you're too kind, my lord. Okay. That went well for her. Interesting. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. But you can't deny that there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books. Oh yes, like it drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. Oh no. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Oh no. Okay, juror number 3 is actually smart, and he's very perceptive. This kind of jury is good for the what? The counsel? No, what was that? The prosecution, but not so much for the defense. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is all this true? It's okay, Ryu. So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road. I'm supposed to be convincing you here. Oh no. I've given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim that he did it. I mean, if there was some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. Huh. A reason why Soseki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. Okay, we currently do not have that kind of proof for sure. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. Okay. Ryu doesn't even want to start with her. Oh no. Whatever is the matter, young man? You are the wife of Mr. Garadab, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume his room. The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand? She's keeping up that charade? This is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I have no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he? Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Oh my goodness me, yes! He's just the sort— oh no, what? spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous moustache. The man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. Wow, this is not helping our case. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. What? Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How can people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already. Okay, so I guess I need to be careful around her. I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing. This guy did not say anything helpful. Can we please? A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's. How? The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I go to the unit every morning to find out what he's doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn to dusk, it is. So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just round the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was. Oh! What? Another coincidence? That's right. Maplestory Street it was. Oh! Maplestory Street. Oh no man, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Juror number 5, I need you to add the information to your formal statement, please. What's the point in that? Can't we just get the business over with now? Please, sir, it's important. Fine, I'll do it then. Okay. On the day it happened, I was digging up Maplestory Street from dawn till dusk. We are going to pit this against someone already, but let's go with this guy first. Your books, yes, nice shot that. But bourbon books? No, not worth a visit. Oh, I see you're a bookworm too, I guess. Huh? Sorry? Fold it, you say? Fold what? Oh god, this guy. No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Oh, you're there too. And at what time do you visit your books on the day in question? Well, I was picking out books in there all afternoon and it would have been just before 5 that I left. Wait, wouldn't he have seen Mr. Natsume if that's the case? That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time? Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and donked my head. It was always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road? That's right, I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite alright now. What is happening? It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective. I agree, it's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something. We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo, cunningly. Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again carefully. And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other. Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other. Okay, I would like to see the final statement first before I do anything. Yes. Okay. What do you say? I slept over that evening myself on Calabash Road. I knocked myself clean out. You know? He's freaking wearing green. Oh my god. Oh, okay, there's so many people to pit against now. Okay. Let's start with juror number 6. And go to... Yes, this one, right? If you say the woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why can it only have been a victim? No, there's a chance that he actually saw, like, someone else. Uh-oh. Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning. A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel? Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. Whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you. Yes, he didn't. Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot. But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey. That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes. Yes, we are well aware of all this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously. Can we really be sure of that, madam? Whatever do you mean? I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood. Oh my! Ah. My goodness, you mean... That's right, I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6. Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today? That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, look at that. That's true. My goodness me! Huh? Sorry? You need a pee? What? Oh no! And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell. On Calabash Road. You know, that hard of hearing guy is going to be my entertainment for the entire trial now. Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly, the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home. Oh wow. You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago. And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat? What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days, huh? Is it a crime to sleep over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it? Oh, fierce. Oh, yes? Yes, touch. My lord, I do hope you won't cause any inconvenience, but... You'd like to change your leaning, I presume? I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty. Thank you. And I would too. What? Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well... Thanks. Aw, thank you. He's adorable. Yeah, awesome. Okay, 2 of 4 done. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat. He's pissed now. He's very pissed. Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if you could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that will make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume, we might be able to tip the balance completely. Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Okay, let's do it. When Ziggs is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion, that's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. Well, it seems that Van Ziggs doesn't really care actually. No, does he feel that way? Like, okay, I mean, he did say that during the entire summation examination, the prosecution is not allowed to speak. So I guess that's why he's just waiting. But, I don't know, maybe he's just like absorbing the information as we go along. Thank you, counsel. On with the summation examination, please. Yes, my lord. Okay, 2 more that we're gonna pit against each other. Why it could have been that old man in the green that the defendant saw, I have to call not guilty. It's only right. Ooh, thank you. Okay, how about the last juror now? I'm sorry about my overcoat setting a cat among the pigeons. I'm leaning to not guilty to make up for it. Aw, thanks. Okay, so this one, we're gonna pit this. Right, Maplestory Street from dawn till dusk. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. Those 2 statements are clearly at odds with one another. At odds, counsel, explain yourself. Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. What? What? I just want to get this done and dusted. Well, juror number 3. Oh, me, sir? What do you mean? Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Maplestory Street, making it impassable, which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Maplestory Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way. So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose that must be right, eh? Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back home from the bookshop, but we see now that he had no choice. Oh, yes! What? My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may. Yes. I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now. I really like this juror. Like, of all of them, although he does give us the most trouble, but he's very rational. right? So I appreciate the juror. He's the best. He's the logical one. He's good. I actually like him. He makes this case even better. Yes, I like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Thank you. I appreciate your hard work, sir. Like, when he actually went for guilty, he sufficiently explained why. And when he was convinced otherwise, he also acknowledges it and goes for the not guilty instead, which is nice. What about you, sir? Who? Me? Well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in, that's what I say. Okay, we have turned the tide around. Nice. Thank you. Woohoo! Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes, 2. The nose, 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue. Oh, uh-oh. Of course, right? He was just waiting for his chance. When Ben Zix drinks water, I will drink too. Could it seem churlish of me to drink from my haloed chalice moments after raising an objection, only to crush it in disgust? Pray forgive the discourtesy. Stop wasting wine. Well, Lord Van Zix? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited those jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet, we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Hey, what the heck? Whatever do you mean? I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I say is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right, took me the whole day and they paid me a measly 2pence for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. He just alienated the jury. Well, he flames the jury, but he also forces them to kind of think, right? And he's the prosecution, so he can do whatever they want. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. Oh. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And do you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had a hope of passing anyway, and we just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I've little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town. Oh. Is that true? Is it? The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Oh, crushed in a single sentence. An old man? Cold man? You can talk. What? Cold man? You say that at around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time? Oh, Can't say as I remember. You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. Oh, we don't have proof. People jump over 2-meter potholes where I guess it's possible. Who knows? Order! Lord Van Zix, explain yourself. My lord? If you have such a trenchant argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. Oh. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. Oh, ooh, he's serious now. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What are you talking about? My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses. Its next witnesses? Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. I am worried about who I'm going to see. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness. Alright, no matter who Van Zix brings to the stand as his witness and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end until this battle is over. Is this what I think it is? It's not. Oh, whoa. Hello. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Oh wow, this is a very adorable pair. Oh whoa, what? What is this tune? What? Okay, this well, I guess this is a perfect chance for me to use the Constable really beats, nothing to report on the streets, Oh, never mind. He went back to sleep. And I'm Mrs. Speed, Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife. What? Oh, so they're husband and wife, okay. What's the story here? Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day. Okay. No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired. Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honourable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world. Oh really? I'm sure I've heard that before actually. Oh yeah, true. What was his name again? Gregson, I think, mentioned that before. Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. So I guess that's why he's asleep right now. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check the meters are reading true, and they are responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights. There's a lot of things. There's like a lot of things to do. There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. Yeah, it's just more like, I don't know, some random jobs. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet. I have collapsed long ago. Yeah, there's way too many things to do. But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor. It's hard to... and a man of slumber. Yeah, he's just sleeping non-stop now. How are you going to even get a testimony from him? On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat? That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly? Oh. Constable Rolly Beat, sir. Nothing to report in the streets, sir. And then that stupid tune comes back again. What a great witness he's going to be. Oh no, guys. I don't want to deal with these kind of witnesses. No. Oh no. Very good. Not good at all. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident. Why? Why? Why does he have such a cheery tune? Yes, sir. Oh, never mind. A good night. Witness testimony. What the witnesses saw.